Well, it's still tax season, and some of us might be a little bit worried about filing on our own. That freaks me out, Greg, thinking about doing that on my own. So I got Greg here with Prosperity Group Advisors. He's been handling money and all the finances for over 30 years, and he's going to share the importance of making a tax plan.
Absolutely. What happens, people put all their money into 401ks and IRAs, and they have no tax plan.
Okay, so that's not good. Like I always think, put it into 401ks and IRAs. That's step one.
That's step one. But what people will do is they'll overfund it. And so if you overfund it, you create a tax snowball. So what we do is we show folks how to create our P-slip strategy, which I called a Rothing strategy. So it's like a Roth, but it has leverage. And it's something that we've really focused on is where we get a bank. Now check this out.
Okay.
A bank will add 3 times to your retirement account.
How? You just say, hey bank, will you add 3 times to my retirement account?
They can call us, but it's like buying a house and then the policy is the equity. And so what happens, they do it because it's a guaranteed account, guaranteed investment.
But when do you need to be worrying about that? Because we've got different, people watching. We've got some people that are just starting their jobs, maybe starting to put into 401k. Others who maybe been with the company for 20 years is when do you start thinking about the tax side of it?
The younger you start the tax strategy, the better.
Okay.
It really is that way. I mean, I'm doing that with my grandkids, my kids. In fact, it'll dwarf your 401k when you retire at 65. Like a lot of grandparents are doing this for their kids now. A lot of our clients.
I mean, I know that may be like a boring Christmas gift to open, yay, a tax strategy.
Right. It's
but in the long run, you're gonna be like, gosh, Grandpa was on top of it.
It really helps. I remember I met a guy when I was in college on a tennis scholarship, and he said, hey Greg, why don't you do this strategy? By the time you're 50, you'll have $500,000. And I was 19, and I thought, I got plenty of time.
I'll do that later.
And then I blinked and I didn't listen to him, and I wish I had. So I started late, but I started.
A lot of times people are like, well, this is too complicated. I don't even want to, or they procrastinate too long,
It's really not complicated. All they got to do is say, okay, I'm going to allocate. So let's say they're overfunding their 401k by 10%. Why not take that 10% and put it into the tax-free strategy? Now, here's the kicker. People want to pay tax on the seed or the harvest. See, they want to pay tax on the seed. With your 401k, your IRA, you're paying tax on the harvest. So we show people how to rescue themselves from a bad tax strategy. And then you'll hear people say, put every penny that you can into the 401k. That's called a forced savings. That's not a strategic savings. So do the match.
Right.
Anything over, put into tax-free.
I mean, it's that simple. And you have a tax calculator or something on your website?
It's on our website now,
we can go to?
Yeah. On a 401k, if I live to 90 or my wife lives to 90 and my kids get it, the government's going to get 70%.
70?
70% of my 401k.
Gosh.
If I live and just do those type of basic strategies.
Yeah.
So do you want to give 70% to the government?
No, I prefer to give that to my kids and my family and spend it.
Exactly. So that's what we focus on.
All right, guys, if this is something you want to talk about and you're like, listen, I'm not going to do this on my own. I need my boy Greg to just take care of it. Give him a call. Look him up online. MyMoneyIsSafe.com.